So we've got Bailey that did that and he went off. So whether or not he's got anything or anything to do with everything going on, I have no idea how we would find him. There's various things that are happening in this place. There's the whole kerfuffle in red carpet. I'm not sure if we can do anything about. In Beastkin, do you know, in Beastkin St. Angeles, there was the Elvish gate that we stepped through that took us through to the Flying Castle. So if the Gothic St. Angeles is a continuation of that sort of copy of that realm, whatever, does that gate exist here? And if so, where does it go to?
The warehouse one?
No. The one that where they genocided all the elves, and you went gaga and went running through the gate. So I chased after you, and we ended up in Lumsey's Flying Castle.
We could check that out and see where it goes.
Yeah. I'm just thinking. Well, we've got two options. We check it out in this. We go to the location in this place and see if it exists. Since this is supposed to be a continuation of that.
The players are thinking hard right now. Yeah.
Or we go across to the Beastkin and go and travel there. Because there was the thing I heard about something. What was it? About Condor Mountains of the State area.
And what was there in Condor?
There was something about a government installation or something, but I was more interested in the old Elvish Gate.
Okay.
Just whether or not it's might be of interest to check it out or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be good to just like clean up some more of the little things so that we have a closer view of the big thing. And what happens if we get a little clue here and there from that?
Yeah, exactly. And that was what I was starting to wonder. Is there little things that we haven't looked into that may actually be linked with the bigger picture, but we don't know?
That place.
The only way to find out is by eliminating them.
I agree.
All right. So did we want to do it here?
Really big things, and there's. Yeah, why don't we do that? That we go check that gate, and then what else do you want to do?
Well, as I said, there was a rumor about the Condor Mountains and about there being a government installation there, that mentioned about the Elvish Gate. So I'm wondering if it's the same Elvish Gate that we went through in Beastkin times. One thing I would like to do that I've got no idea how we'd do it is try and travel to the non-Beastkin version of Wild West St. Angeles. Which we know exists, so. But how we would go there, I don't know.
So non-Beastkin. Wait, what again?
All right, so we've got the Beastkin St. Angeles, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Melwicks. Melwicks and the Beastkin St. Angeles are pretty much the same time, but one's a human version and one's the Beastkin version of the same world.
Mm-hmm. But
they're actually at the same time period because events that happen in one are reflected in the other and vice versa, from what we've seen. E.g., Alex getting Princess Danny pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
That happened in the Beastkin version, but it was reflected in the human version.
Okay.
So they're two very close shadows as such that seem to be events in one reflect over to the other of what we've done. because we know they're so close aligned, that might be a stepping point in regards to working out how to move to some of these realms, which are reflections of the realms we've been to, but slightly altered. That doesn't involve the whole walking the shadows, which we don't appear to know how to do.
Barbecue. One.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that it? Huh. Oh, fucking hell.
No.
6, sorry, 14 grams.
No, it's 8, so 12 back.
12 bucks.
Math. God damn, if he doesn't have to change.
Fuck me. Amazing.
So have you guys gone through smart time? Have you figured out what you're going to do?
We're going to go check out the old Elvish Gate, but we're going to check it out. We're going to check it out in Gothic San Angeles, not Beastkin San Angeles.
Oh. Ew. Okay, so you're going to let me see if I've got this straight, just so I'm clear on it. You are going to go outside of the Gothic San Angeles city area in order to explore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh. Excuse me, why?
Yes. Because there was the rumor that Sally told me about the Condor Mountains and the old Elvish Gate near it.
Let's see. Gothic post-apocalyptic outside Gothic San Angeles map. Yes, it's a bubble map, Chris. They're all bubble maps.
That's it. I'm out.
Well, fortunately, they're super easy bubble maps outside of the cities and shit because, So.
Well, as we found traveling Route 66.
All right, I need to go to the bathroom. I will be right back before we get into this.
Get more coffee, Chris.
I'll do that too then.
He needs more coffee to survive. I've known him for a bit now. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to assume that you guys tool up, get supplies for running for a long time out in nature and shit. You might want to make a note because like food and water is granted. My big questions are, how do you want to get around? Because unless you have animal handling horses, like driving a coach, as long as somebody else sets it all up, and then you just get into the driver's seat and go, that's one thing. But like actually taking care of your horses, because otherwise the horses will degrade quickly. The easiest as far as like modern mindsets can handle is bicycles. However, that is a separate skill. But what happens is if all three of you make your bicycling roll, your speed doubles. Because I'm doing it in a very simple fashion. If it doesn't, unless you fumble and try to find new ways to break your bike or some shit, you just go at normal walking speed. But with your bike, you can carry a little bit more shit. If you get fancy, those things that they like pull and have like kids in the back and shit like that, you can fill those up with more food and water. So even if you're not making your bicycle roll, it will allow you to carry more shit to stay out longer.
I just found out I can ride a horse.
Oh,
well done.
Yeah, horses have their own strengths, but since most people don't have animal handling horse, which blows my mind, it's like I can ride it. Logan can ride a horse, but Logan does not know how to care for a horse. I don't know how to properly card a horse, which is a thing. So yeah, and if you don't do it, then it gets bad quick.
Yeah.
No,
so
one thing we could consider doing is
and a car. The car is beautiful.
Yes.
Or you could even get post-apocalyptic motorcycles and shit if you felt like it. Seriously, you could get post-apocalyptic dune buggies, which carry less shit than a car, but you can go more off-roading than a car. So in this time period, there are lots of different ways depending on how much money you've got. You can go flying car if you want to go. Fuck you, Logan. We're not we don't care about your ground encounters because there's not a lot that's going to get to you in the air. The bad thing is you miss a lot more from the air.
Mm.
One of the thoughts I had was we had those mercs with us that when we went along Route 66 that were tending the mules or whatever it was that we brought along with us.
Yep.
Mm.
I mean, then you've got other people and you're relying on Logan's rolls. So.
Yeah, well, we were relying on them during that journey, and they seemed to do all right. So,
which was weird. I really expected the mules to be killed and eaten on the first night out.
No, but they did not.
But as far as like best way to travel, if you've got the gold, is to get a car with a big old Chris in it.
Yep.
You know, nice ground car. Because you can get a ground car if it's beat up and looks like fucking Mad Max type shit. You get that pretty goddamn cheap. You can get like spikes on it and shit like that to keep people from trying to jump on it. And then the expensive part's the Chris to power it. But in a ground car, they last a lot longer than an air car, Chris.
How much are vehicles? Where are we? And there we go. Weird transportation. 1,000 silver. Only 1,000 silver. Wow.
Like I said, because they had a lot of cars left over after the big crash and shit like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
A whole lot of cars. I hate it when somebody starts pounding something and it's not me. I mean, sorry.
Maybe, yeah. The other thing before we set off is go and see if we can get hold of maps and go talk to the mercenary guild, which we're members of, and see what they have in regards to information about the lands.
There are not a lot in the way of maps that are at all useful, but yeah.
I don't want us, for example, to get a car and find out 2 days after we get out, we come to a ravine or something we can't get over, but we have to keep going, and so we have to abandon the car, for example.
You're in California. There's not a lot of big terrain features in California, honestly.
Who knows in 2151 after the Great Magic Wars?
True.
Considering some of the things we saw when we were traveling on Route 66, like huge craters and all assorted things. I'm not going to assume. But also just to get an idea of the lay of the land between us and
you shouldn't have a problem with the cars. The short answer. Cars shouldn't be a problem. If it's a problem in one particular place, you can either go around it or go check it out and come back. But the Chris is the expensive part. That's $5,000.
Yeah. So it's 6,000 silver all up.
If you want to spend extra on the car, then you can get like deterrents, like some armor on the car, some spikes, extra tires, shit like that, depending on how much extra you want to spend. But yeah, you can get a pretty fucking tough car for $1,000 or $2,000.
So, so we might need to get some money there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't have that sort of dosh.
The expensive part is the Chris and the flying cars. Those are the expensive ones.
All right, I'm just going to go AFK for a moment, go to the toilet.
Does the woman with no name know how to drive a car?
A little bit, not very much.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting because you have a couple things you're good at and you have a whole lot of things that you are bad at, and it's baffling to me. It's like, what did she put her points into?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm very good at like art.
Yay!
Very useful skills you need every day.
There are some things in the campaign which are it's critical to have different art skills and shit, but you haven't hit all of them yet, and I think Doc is realizing he's going to need some, hence he started learning to paint and shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is fun.
Yeah. I'm prepared for the art portion of the campaign.
Cool. Do you have like appraisal and stuff like that to know what
Of
art is
course
worth?
not. Of course.
I think the woman with no name is the only character that pretty much can be said to have a strong liberal arts degree and nothing else.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Very useful.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think we worked out yesterday that Rock has less sanity than Mildred does.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, he's going
Yes,
nuts.
yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
but yes, you're not the lowest san of the group.
Oh no, I lost my only privilege.
That's right. The Rock is more crazy than you.
Wow.
Mhm.
How did he do that?
He just hasn't been doing stuff to get sand back.
Yeah.
And he's turning into a fish.
Yes.
True.
This creates a bit of what we call awkwardness.
Yeah. So if he's a fish and he's a rock, does he like just sank to the bottom of a lake when he's in the water?
Quite possibly. That'd be funny. Hmm.
But yeah, as a part of the thing, yeah, do a bit of research to get an idea of the lay of the land between us and there, and know if there's anything we need to avoid, or particular towns or anything that are good stopover spots.
Okay. Yeah. Where would you like to do this research?
Well, talk to the mercenary guild.
Okay. Give me a research roll. You go talking to people and find out what's around. No problem.
Well, because they travel out in the land and stuff, so they do guard duty and whatever. So they've likely either got.
I need to talk to the most widely traveled guy. I've been 2 days out. My God, you're a world traveler. Yes, I am.
So they're potentially got maps and stuff detailing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'll give you more information on your choices and stuff when it comes time to
by 60.
Right. Yeah. You go around, spend the day talking to people, buying some drinks, shit like that. Mark off 15 silvers and drinks. You lubricate the people.
Were you coming with me, Mildred?
Mark off 30 silver and drinks.
Yeah,
Mildred,
that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking.
Mildred, give me your both of you give me an essence ×5 roll to ever leave the painting. I'm looking for a fumble here so you can live in the painting. Oh,
yes.
Mildred made it out. Oh, she really wants that fucking drink. You guys leave the dock in the painting so you can be pleasantly surprised and wonder what happened to you. No problem. Yeah, and Mildred, give me your alcohol drug tolerance roll to see if the wheelbarrow will be a necessity or not.
I played a written skill plus 20 cards.
Yay!
Well done, you. Come on, fumble. Oh my God!
Oh,
woo! Not one.
Now I get this.
Yeah, now you get the one.
She's drinking like Alex Kinley. It's affecting her just as much as it does Alex Kinley. Maybe he's secretly getting drunk somewhere else and he's wondering what's happening. He's just sitting there by himself and he's like, oh.
Probably.
Cool. Yeah, that worked out really well for you.
Cool.
Yeah. Happy days.
Yes. I also wanted to look at the broken gnome and see if it looks like it was from what material does it looks like. It was
This helps cue Holmes off when she stops and looks at a broken remains of a garden gnome. Holmes is like, ah, ah.
I see. So what? It took a misstep and fell over.
exactly. It just fell down the stairs, you know.
Several
Twice.
times. How many? Yes, how many times did it fall down the stairs before it broke?
Oh, he got back in just the right time. When suddenly Dr. Fulton notices he's by himself in the library.
All right, I'll leave the library.
Give me an essence ×5 to ever escape. Otherwise, this becomes your new horrible. Oh, okay, fine. You get out of the library, and as you exit the library, you see a gnome standing in front of the painting, looking in your direction disapprovingly.
I pick up the gnome. I go into the library. I put it down. I walk back out.
Give me 2 essence ×5 rolls, and it happens.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's got
that
20
probably
essence.
still makes it for you.
Yeah. Pretty much he has to roll double ought not to do this. And then he's fucked. So, right, it just shows the gnome standing in the library going, well, fuck me.
It'll
No
be very
problem.
interesting. It'll be very interesting to see if that gnome can get out.
Oh,
I was curious about taking one in there to see what would happen with it.
You head over.
hold on. I'm going to write a note. I said, can you please start organizing the library? And I put the note down in front of him, and I wander away.
Wow, that's cold-blooded. Okay, take a card for that. When you go back out, you see the other two are standing looking at the remains of a gnome that appears to be nothing more than shattered ceramic.
We have a case of gnomicide.
Chris, reduce your hand down. You have way too many cards, you bastard.
Fuck. Well, I have a gods despise you, so I discard all my cards. I do not repel, but I have a nope, so
Oh,
I kind of have to play the nope.
Yeah.
well, you don't have to.
I'm going to keep that card just in case. All right.
So we were talking about, we've got several options we can, in regards to our journey,
Okay.
transport-wise. We can get horses, we can get mules, we can get bikes, we can get a Mad Max car. At the moment, from what we've been able to work out, the lay of the land's not too bad, so the Mad Max car might be a better option, simply because it gives us a bit of protection and we can store shit in it, etc.
Well, the problem with that is the crystals are still 5,000. So at that point,
yes,
it's almost
exactly.
like
that's
just
the
a
big
flyer.
negative. That is the big negative of getting a Mad Max car, is that the expense of it and the fact that it sort of attracts attention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've seen quite a few Mad Max type cars, but yeah, they're generally rich people who go out into the wilderness seem to like them a lot.
It makes sense.
Plus, you can get a very distinctive looking car, and the fact that you can't disconnect the Chris from the car means that anybody taking the car will have to pretty much steal the car if they want the Chris. Because the Chris are all built in to not be able to be removed intact to prevent theft.
And how much does that cost? Like, we don't have the funds for that kind of thing, do we?
Well, it's about $6,000 for a basic Mad Max car, and then a bit more if we want a few more bells and whistles on it, like extra protection or other sort of things. And that worked out to be, well, 6,085 gold. So, and I've got.
I was going to say, it's not really too much. Oh, by the way, you guys are discussing this over drinks. You're watching the woman with no name drink like a fucking fish, and it is not affecting her. She's doing the the scene from Indiana Jones where she's taking on some big dude in like a drinking contest, and she's yelling "Pistori, Pistori," out drinking the huge dude who eventually passes out, and she's like, ah, ah. Because in a drinking contest, it's not whether you win or lose, it's that you get to participate that's important.
Yes.
So I've got about 50 gold at the moment, so we'd need to potentially realm hop to gather some resources to cover to get some more money.
I have hold on.
Excuse me.
So I have 1,035 grams of gold. I don't know how much that is in the coins.
41 gold, 10 silver.
Okay.
Only because I've got exactly the same amount, and I've got it written right next to how much it is.
Oh, I was like, Pete's getting even scarier as time goes on.
No, because that was the loot Doc and I got from the Wild West women. That we divided amongst
actually,
each
I have 70 gold. So then with that gold, here, I give you that gold. So then we need 50 more?
No, so it was 85 gold all up. I've got about 50 gold. If you've got about 50 gold,
then we're
good. More than we're
Then
over
here's your
what
gold.
we need.
Great. Mark off 50 gold each, or Chris, mark off 50 gold. Pete, mark off some gold. And you guys have a fully stocked Mad Max car. It's got like the stay the fuck off of my car spikes, armor plating, extra food and water. Pretty much, it's a nice vehicle for getting around in. It's not like a minivan. It's not got a lot of space in it, because that way you can get into tighter areas. Or would you rather have a bigger truck that has more space, or would you rather have a much tighter ride with less space?
Because we're presumably going to be off-roading and stuff.
Okay, you basically get a giant not RV, dune buggy type thing with armor plating and shit. Cool. Okay, so going to your options now. This is the part Chris hates, so just block it out there, Chris. For your new bubble map from San Angeles, your choices are, and since the drinking part, Chris was also, he was buying a lot of drinks for a lot of different mercenaries and talking to them about what's outside of town and shit. So I'll give you guys more information. The different options out of San Angeles, if you're making your own bubble map, Pete, which I know you're going to because knowledge is power, your choices are going on the ocean, which is probably a bad choice in your new car. The coast road, you've been told it heads to the west. It goes to various small villages and stuff. There's eventually you can get to Dr. Morton's home base if you go long enough in that direction, i.e. San Francisco. It's considered, the mercenaries considered like farming communities, not a lot of interest. There's some minor bandits here and there. Some people say that there's a mystic that lives in one of the villages, some sort of psychic who knows things. And if you bring him like money or gifts or whatever, he may tell you things, but others say it's full of shit. Another of the options, the third option is heading toward Bakersfield. There's currently a railroad under construction. Bakersfield itself is in one of these farming towns. Past Bakersfield, though, is redwood forest, which is huge fucking trees, very little explored.
The route west, is that the one that goes to Boo and Ventura and Santa Claus?
Yep. That's the coast road is what some people call it.
Yep. Follow coast road out. Yep.
Mm-hmm. The road's super bad, but you have an off-roading vehicle. So aside from your asses, which, you three personally don't have to sit in a car that's fucking jarring into potholes. Logan's had to do this and did not enjoy it. Matt did it and fucking hated it. But remember Nepal, Matt? Yeah.
What?
Remember Nepal roads?
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, the Bakersfield, past Bakersfield is the Redwood Forest area. The fourth path out of San Angeles goes into farms, timbering, and then some mountains where you can look down on San Angeles, and it kind of ends there. The fifth way goes through tamed forest, then the old forest, which is said to be haunted. Eventually, there's a fort out there called Shadespire Point that all communication was lost at. Some people call that Fort Stupid. That is, I think Chris may have been the one who did that. I'm not sure. Past that is your Condor Mountains and the old Elvish Gate area that you were talking about. The sixth way, are we up to six? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth different option out of town is the Route 66. The seventh is the train that parallels Route 66. And the eighth way is Highway 10, which also goes to the east. It goes through a lot of ruins and such, which are considered pretty dangerous. And let's see, Route 66, the train that parallels Route 66 and Highway 10 all eventually end up in burned Dino, which I believe you guys have been to.
Mm-hmm.
And the last way out is shitty, ill-guarded mining road that leads to Mesa Grande, which is several days walk away, or in car terms, a couple hours. In car terms, everything's fast, although these cars are not as fast as the gas guzzler cars, but still much more fast, much more comfortable than walking. You can get up on the roads around here, you get up to probably 30, maybe 40 miles an hour type thing. So you're not going super fast, but essentially every hour you're able to do a day's worth of hiking, roughly. Yeah, that's pretty fucking quick. So those are your choices. Essentially, just so you know, this is the only super complicated part of the San Angeles outside of the city bubble map, just because there's a lot of different ways you can go. Do you have any questions on your options? And by the way, since you've got a car and the Chris will last a lot longer, I'm happy to speed through like what's along each of the trails and stuff.
Well, since you're making your map, why don't you tell me where to go, and I'll make the driving rolls, I'm sure.
Well, where we want to go is the Tame Forest direction. So that's Tame Forest, Old Forest, the fort with all comms lost, and that then gets to the Condor Mountains and the gate, because that's where we were wanting to go. So that's the most logical route to take. Yes, we wanted to explore some of the interesting sites we saw along Route 66 that I don't know if you checked out, but we tended to avoid checking them out. Such as the crater near Newberry and the Bears on Fire and other assorted weird stuff.
Also, somebody had talked to Rock who said something about a red door.
Yes, me. Yes.
Do you remember where that is?
Yes.
I'll give you a card if your notes can fucking dig that up. Notes for cards. Notes for cards.
It was before then. It was when he was doing that. Rock. They cleaned the statue. Diogo. Exploring past Bakersfield. Red door in the redwood forest in a tree. It was a normal door. And he found that there was wood elves lurking there.
So yeah, lots of shit to go see.
Yeah, so that's the Bakersfield route. That there's
actually, You are correct. And someday there'll be a train to Bakersfield. It's coming very soon. Look, they're building it now. Good times. When suddenly Doc Fulton has a strange moment of existential dread, wondering if all these paths around actually form this burning spiderweb that's been haunting his fucking dreams. No, probably not. He thinks.
Yeah, so there's that red door in a tree we can also check out that Rock found. Excuse me, but that's in a different direction. Is there, from talking to the people,
Yeah.
does the redwood forest, can you link up from the redwood forest to the tame forest or the old forest? Or are they in completely different directions?
They're pretty different directions. However, if you're traveling in a car, then, you're talking like a few extra hours is all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything in this like long ass travel elaborate map in a car is, a few hours, extra day or two here and there. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's riding shotgun is my big question.
Well, Mildred's a better shot with guns than I am, I believe.
Okay, so you're sitting in the back with the gear. Got it.
Yeah.
In the rear.
Although I suspect I'm a better navigator than Mildred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you've got
memories.
different scraps of maps and stuff like that you've kind of gotten pinned together and whatnot.
Yeah. I was just refreshing how good I was at navigation, land navigation. I'm very good at land navigation.
Cool. Yeah.
So how confident are you at navigating, Mildred?
Not at all. I don't know what it is.
So do you want to sit in the back then and I'll ride shotgun then?
Yeah, maybe. Good idea.
Since you put extra money into it, she can have like a little shooting port that she can like slide
I was going to say, can we get something that she can open up or something for her to pop out and shoot people?
It takes an action to open up the shooting port, and if it's closed, then you've got armor. If it's open, you don't have the armor, but by God, you can shoot somebody. Figure out which special gear you're bringing. I'm assuming you have plenty of food and water and extra clothes and tents and shit like that. I
was thinking pretty much the gear that because I've still got the list from Route 66, and we actually went and got our gear back from Route 66.
I
was going to take that gear because most of that we bought in red carpet, so most of it's high.
Oh, it's modern and working. Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, we actually went to red carpet and went shopping there and got all the stuff.
It's always confused me that the players haven't gone to like Cyberpunk to get like the self-heating tents and shit like that.
We were considering that, but it was a case of having ready money, where we had ready money available to us. And that's why we went to red carpet.
I'm guessing in the future that you're going to try to get money for the Cyberpunk thing to go shopping there because red carpet's kind of.
Yes, we're going to have to start building up our Night City funds again.
I will have to make more adventures for you to do in Night City so that you can gain some funds then.
Much as I would rather not go back to Night City, as I don't like the place.
Got it.
And you've got more people at your front door.
Yeah, I mean, it's a non-stop caravel here.
Yes. Oh, yes, I dropped off the package, but I forgot to shoot you. Sorry, I had to come back.
Yeah, it's different than in the USA where they say, give me my food and fuck off.
Shut up.
Can you hand me my 2 things when you get done unpacking it? Thank you.
All right.
Guess I know you guys miss Matt. Stop crying. He's here in spirit. So. Right. Pick your poison and go.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just adjusting finances.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we said it was 85. So an extra an extra 5 gold on top of the base price for the extra bells and whistles with the vehicle.
Great.
Does that sound about right?
Sure. Yeah, you get extra tires and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Just like you were saying, like the armor and the spikes and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did they come with any sauces? Bastards.
And the balls, super fucking cheap for how many you get.
The what?
The jalapenos. Like fucking 4 little balls, 4 quid. Crazy, man.
All right.
Wow.
Was there any other gear anybody needed to get? Everybody right for weapons?
No, I have my standard. I have my standard shit. I wouldn't mind sleeping before we go, but besides
Yep, fine. Yep. Happy to do that. I mean, we spent most of the day gathering information, so we can go to sleep, wake up, find ourselves with garden gnomes standing next to our beds, looking down on us. Especially Mildred will probably have more.
I didn't do anything.
Looking accusingly at her. We've got. If you need a gun, we've got. If anybody wants some spare guns, we've got 2 spare guns that we got from those bandits that we took out Mildred.
I still have spare guns from
Yes,
maybe
you're right
from
for
them.
guns. Yeah. I've got 2 guns as well. I just wasn't sure if you.
Yeah.
I know because one of your guns goes through charges. Oh, have you gotten that recharged?
Maybe it would be good to recharge that gun, yeah. So
Yes.
I have.
Yeah. Yes, we will do that, Logan. I believe because of the nature of the gun, we may not be able to go to a legal vendor to do so.
I think that Dragon Dawn does that.
Yeah, so we may need to visit the Dragon Dawn to get that recharged.
No problem. Mark off 30 silver for each gun you'd like recharged from Dragon Dawn. He charges a lot extra, but
it was Mildred's got a big nasty gun that I'm pretty sure is not legal.
Yeah.
Because was it silent? Was your one silent as well?
Yeah, I think so, and it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's silent and has got a big kick. Yeah.
Do you know how many charges it has when it's full, Mildred?
Just 5.
Oh god damn, that's a lot of oomph.
Yes, that's the thing. It chews through the charges.
Yeah. Well, everybody has disapproving looking gnomes in the room when they wake up, except Mildred, who has this one.
Oh no.
So, you guys are ready to boogaloo till you puke.
Do so.
Excellent. Right. Chris, give me a simple driving roll as you're getting the car out of town, because people are constantly trying to run into you. There's no suing, so they can beat on the... Oh, well.
Okay.
Unfortunate for them, we have spikes. A lot of them probably don't.
Awkward. Which road are you taking for your first?
We might as well. Why don't we do Bakersfield to Redwood Forest and check out the mysterious Red Door, and then from there, then we can head across to Tame Forest, Old Forest, etc.
Okay.
No problem. After about 4 hours of driving, you guys hit Bakersfield. You passed a little inn, or several little inns, about 1 an hour or so. You make pretty good time on the road. Eventually, you get to Bakersfield. It's the largest town, but really nothing special. It's one of these fucking farming communities and stuff. And then after another, so basically, it's a day of driving type thing. After another, well, okay, according to your research, by car it should take you another 3 or 4 hours out of Bakersfield to hit the redwood forest.
Yeah, all right. So do we want to travel and then spend the night in the redwood forest where there's apparently wood elves hiding out, or do we want to go the next morning?
Bakersfield has plenty of lodging and shit like that you can pay
I mean,
for.
we might as well just spend the night and then go.
Yep.
For 10 silver, you guys can all stay in pretty nice rooms, and your car is guarded.
That was 10 silver all up?
Oh, no, sorry. I forgot you've got Yana with you. For 20 silver, food, drink, guarding cars, nice rooms, drink.
All right. And phase is until sundown, sunrise still, isn't it?
Pardon?
Phase has not changed to be until used. I was just double checking that we're going to keep needing to cast it every day.
Yeah. But good news, you'll get super good at that spell.
I shall play my reverse dice card, so that is not a fumble.
Ah.
Hang on a second, I'll need to... let me just... let me get rid of contortions. Did anybody want contortions plus 20?
No, thank you.
No.
Alright. I shall play reverse dice so I don't have to spend a hero point.
Well, you're not going to have to spend the hero point, but you will get a fumble card and be unable to cast the spell and pay full magic points for it. Other than that, it's fine.
Yeah. True.
Does it go off if you get a 59?
No, I'm not quite that high yet.
Ah. Are you trying again, or are you good with that?
No, I'm trying again.
Oh.
Yeah, that's better.
Mm-hmm.
And it puts me down to there. That'll leave me enough for doing other stuff.
Okay.
And just to specify, besides the gear that I took on Route 66, I'm also bringing some Route 66 items.
Yeah. No problem. Holmes adorns himself in the tacky-looking...
As in, I'm not wearing them. I've got them there if I need to use them.
Oh.
Well, actually, no. I am wearing them because phase is... What am I doing? Phase is part of Gate and Time, and that's what I've got it for. So,
Holmes is dressing tackier and tackier.
Yeah, that it actually works for me to cast phase while wearing that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be 4. That's going to be 2,
aside from
so
looking tackier,
6.
it's a good idea to always wear it.
That's actually going to be down to there. Lovely.
Now, the car isn't as quiet as an electric car, but it's pretty close. Although it's still not possible to really stealth in it. You, at about noonish, possibly 11ish, if you left a little earlier, although getting the woman with no name up earlier is your life.
No, we just shove her in the back and she can doze in the back.
What
She's not having to navigate.
So it's around 11ish when you reach the edge of Redwood Forest. My question is, are you wanting to try driving around in there, or do you want to get out and sneak, or what do you want to do?
We should probably get out and sneak about instead of...
Yes.
Okay, it's a group stealth roll. Everybody needs to make it, or nobody has. Good luck. You know that Yana's going to step on that big stick there. Look at that huge fucking stick. Right,
Right.
to make a shattering noise.
The one that garden gnome is holding out, trying to trip her up.
I did step on the stick.
It sounds like a gunshot throughout the fucking forest. She walks around like she's trying to make as much noise as possible.
Yeah.
You've never heard so much shit. Eventually, her shitty stealth manages to find you a nice standard combat.
Mm.
Here we go. So, you guys are ambushed by, you're not sure how many different things or where they're at because let me double check their stealth. Maybe you will know. Okay. All right, you guys managed to both fumble into each other at the same time, and there is a firefight. So, let me pull the first card and let me see how many of them there are real quick. 9 very surprised-looking elves jump you guys as you jump them, or maybe you both just fumbled into each other. So, round 1, standard combat. Heroes are first, villains are second. There appear to be 9 of them. They are all armed with bows and arrows and shit. You guys are armed with non-functional pistols and shit, as well as other things. Keep in mind it takes a whole round to activate a gun. But good news, it also takes time to get arrows into your bow, unless you have quick draw arrows, which they might. They all look pretty hearty and stuff like that. They would have never found you guys other than the tree that got knocked over recently by Yana. So, right, going down the list. Chris, what do you do?
I go, in Latin, I say, wait, we come.
Okay. And Yana, what do you do? Enemies are all around you. Quick.
I smile at them. Hi.
Right. And Holmes.
I attempt to understand what Doc's saying. And missed by one. I know he's speaking Latin.
Wait,
Latin.
orgasm. And right, for their round, they all attempt to quick draw arrow. Several of them do. About half of them have gotten arrows into bows, and the other half are slowly doing it. The ones that have gotten arrows into bows immediately begin firing at the round ears. Death to the round ears, they declaim. And let's see, everybody give me luck rolls, please. I want to see if there's any one target that will face their wrath. Because as you remember, the elves not only hate the humans, they extra hate the humans.
I was hoping.
It was worth a shot.
It really was. It's a nice thing to do. So let's see. It looks like they're going to ignore Yana and focus fire on the other two, because she's obviously the female that will need to be saved in this story. So they'll capture her later so that the real hero who hasn't shown up yet can come and try to save her. This is what they're figuring. So let's see. So 2 on each. Here we go. Chris.
I'll dodge.
Okay. Good. Give me dodge at full, dodge at -30.
Got it.
Both of them?
Yeah.
No problem. He's matrixing his way through the rain of arrows. Meanwhile, on Holmes.
Yeah, I'll dodge as well, because I don't want to hit it.
Dodge at full, and let me figure out the fumble deck of the other. All right. Next round, he's just going to stand there, and everybody who wants to attack that guy, we'll call him number 4, gets a +30 to hit number 4. He stands there looking stupid.
About how far away are the elves from us, since we stumbled into each other?
No problem. You guys are about 20 meters apart, roughly.
How thick is the forest? Or we're talking big trees with
Big
30
trees,
meter
no
gap?
undergrowth. No undergrowth to speak of. I mean, little scraggly bushes, but pretty much the trees managed to block all sunlight to the ground, so the bushes have just been fucked.
So how far apart are the trees about?
You can full action over to cover easily.
Lovely.
No problem. And now we go to next round. Throwing a spear at somebody's approved. Nobody's got a spear. Heroes are first. So going through the list. Chris, it appears that they're not going to stop. They look pissed.
I go for cover. So this is
Excellent.
full action away.
Yeah, give me a sprint roll, and you are behind really super good cover. You immediately throw yourself into a bush. You struggle against it. Is that a fumble?
Yeah.
Right, you've taken the knockdown, or wait, no, fumble deck. I got a fumble deck for just this reason. Hold on a second. Wrong target self. If you are not casting a damaging spell, no. Right, you managed to knock yourself down. You're laying in a bush, thrashing around wildly.
Okay.
Over to Yana. What do you do?
Activate my gun.
Right, do you want to pull it out first or activate it in the holster, which is more fun?
Pull it out, of course.
Are you fast drawing it or just pulling it out slowly and deliberately?
I try too fast.
Go, Yana.
Yes.
Okay, and then you activate it, take off magic point. It's now going, and it shows like birds in the distance exploding out of trees, flying away, going, fuck. And over to Holmes.
I sprint to cover behind a tree closer to them.
Okay, go for it.
No, I walk that direction.
Excellent. You begin sauntering toward them. They look alarmed. They decide, let's shoot the shit out of him. So let's see. Yana made such a good luck roll. 2 will try for Chris, who gives them a large negative to hit as he's behind a tree. Arrows stick dramatically in the tree right next to Chris. And the rest shoot the hell out of the guy who's walking toward them. The girl with the gun is super out of range, so they're not even worried about her yet. One of them says something in Latin. Everybody can make a free Latin roll as they do it.
I already made it for the adventure.
Very well.
Yeah, make that roll.
Yana, do you make your Latin roll?
No.
Now, death to the humans! And...
Classic.
Or it could have said death to the interlopers. Humans, interlopers, same word. Also, interestingly enough, in Elvish Latin, humans, interlopers, and targets, all the same word. Very interesting. So, right, 7 of them are shooting the fuck out of Holmes. They're attempting something called pin cushioning. Here we go.